Brooklyn versus Baruch, January 30th at 5:30 p.m. here at the Arc Arena.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Good evening, New York City on a snowy day here in Manhattan. We welcome you inside the Arc Arena as tonight your Baruch College Bearcats host a doubleheader in the CUNYAC Conference against the Brooklyn College Bulldogs. Alongside Joe Stolzer, I'm David Just. Joe, excited to be back here for some CUNYAC basketball between Brooklyn and Baruch. This rivalry has been one for decades, if not maybe half a century. But Baruch really having a lot on their hands tonight. They lost big at Brooklyn College the first time around, losing by 45, coming in against a Brooklyn College team that's won 8 in a row and now undefeated in the CUNYAC Conference.
Well, David, happy Friday. Baruch Nation, thank you for joining us. And we can only say hot chocolate and blankets today. But Brooklyn College really could shoot the ball, David. And Baruch has really got to contest defensively. For the Lady Bearcats, it's Isabella Castellaria and Lola Idea. DeLuca, the freshman, who's really been an asset on both ends. So this is a home game for Baruch. And as always, we hope that they come out firing, especially defensively. And the other thing, David, is that teams have been closing up the middle, which has made it tough for Castellara. So how is Baruch going to come up with a plan B? And that's the outside shooting.
And to your point there, Joe, Baruch need to get off to a quick start. We look at the reverse picture here back at Brooklyn College, and that was on January 7th. And we talk about a game where Baruch's trailing 27-8 in the first half, and it was basically over by the second quarter, not really getting anything going offensively, but also letting Brooklyn have their way in the first.
Well, Baruch has got to really play an intense defensive game. As I say every game, hands and feet moving, and just help out. And we have to see what the tendencies are of Brooklyn. If you're Baruch, what are they doing? You know, Baruch has been a victim of tendencies, David. People driving to the basket, not being hurt by the outside shoot, if you look at the whole story of the season.
Yeah. And also, you look at a Brooklyn team where they really don't have that scorer that's going to drop in, 20, 25 a night, right? It's really spread around. So they do have those plan Bs and plan Cs. It's going to be important for Baruch to take away a couple of those options early here and kind of capitalize on the offensive end. But we'll step aside now and hand it over to Marty Collins for your national anthem and your starting lineups. So the lineups are in, and we are moments away from tip-off here at the Arc Arena. We were informed, actually, that Brooklyn College will start with a one-shot technical due to a technical malfunction with the shot clock. So they'll start with a technical free throw before we jump a ball here at center court. It'll be Brooklyn College in their wine and gold uniforms, white trim. Baruch in their home whites, light blue numbers, dark blue trim.
David, just a couple of quick points before we tip off. Baruch has been very successful in the offensive end, running, not letting the defensive team set up, and also a two-man game from high-low. So let's see if that's kind of Coach K's plan going into this game.
So Anna Kitch misses the technical free throw, and we will.
By the way, Anna Kitch, a very good shooter from the perimeter.
So it'll be Kitch and Morales to tip things off here at the Arc Arena. We are moments away from tip between the Bulldogs and the Bearcats. Bulldogs lead the CUNYAC Conference currently 8-0, and it'll be Morales to win the tip. But it goes right out of bounds, so the Bulldogs will start with the basketball.
Looks to be a lot of confusion all over the place as we begin this game.
And you can see the Bearcats kind of setting up into a 2-3 zone here in the early portion of the ball game, as there'll be Brooklyn's college ball now onto the near side. Knocked out of bounds. Good active hands there by DeLuca, who's getting into the starting lineup.
Well, DeLuca is a really good two-way player, there's no doubt. We always say, reminds us of Angela Baccarello.
So now Kitch has it up top. Hand off there to Michaela. Michaela now on the far side. She'll pull the right wing three. High arcing shot, and just like that, the Bulldogs are on the board, and they quickly set up in the full court press.
Well, there's the perimeter shot that Brooklyn has shown.
And good job by the Bearcats here to break down the press and bring it into the front court. And Joe, even going to be more important now if you see Brooklyn set up in the press, that Baruch forced some missed shots and able to attack in transition.
Well, that's the thing. You got to get back if that's going to happen. Now, Baruch has got to move the ball. Without the traditional point guard, they're going to need to move the ball. Want to make a correction. We said it's Angela Baccarella.
Jumper there from Kitch, straight on, no good. Rebound there on the offensive end by McMullen, who lays it in off the glass. And at 5'10", Joe, going to give the Bearcats some issues inside.
David, I told that's three gimmies, David. The press is going to be a problem for Baruch.
Oh, and Idir and Morales hit the deck as they're fighting for it. And quick 7-0 run here to start the game for Brooklyn, a minute and 30 into the ball game. And they'll set up on the offensive end. Dorsey now on the far side with the ball up top to McMullen. We've seen her work in the interior. She gets it out 25 feet from the basket. And it's going to be Michaela up top over to Dorsey on the far side wing. Ball inside to Michaela. Now one more to McMullen. McMullen, high arcing shot, able to get the floater to go.
David,
and just like that, Coach Katrozos wants to talk things over. Not even 2 minutes in, Baruch down by 9.
She was out of bounds almost when she shot that. Well, David, this is the quickest 9-0 run I've ever seen. I mean, we didn't even get seeded, and already Brooklyn has 9. Now, what Coach K's talking about is you're allowing Brooklyn to do what they want. You have to nullify that real quick.
And already a few turnovers here for the Bearcats as they've struggled in the early portion of this ballgame, only about 4 possessions in, getting past that full court press.
Well, Brooklyn's press is immediately going to be a problem. Now, if you're Baruch, you can't stop your dribble. You got to keep dribbling, and then if you have to, just pass it. But once you stop dribbling, that's a turnover waiting to happen.
So it'll be idea to inbound a half-court pass here to Morales. Gets into the front court. However, her pocket is picked. Quickly the other way over to Dorsey. Can't get that one to go a little too strong. Offensive rebound there from the Bulldogs, as that was Jackson who cleared it up and able to lay it in.
Clearly the press is dictating everything for Brooklyn. Again, Baruch cannot stop their dribble trying to evade the press.
And the foul there is going to be on Michaela. That's going to be her first.
Right now, Brooklyn playing on another level than Baruch. That is a great way to break the press.
Now, DeLuca, mid-range jumper near side, and she gets that one to go. It's only going to be a 2, but just like that, the Bearcats are on the board.
Well, it's exactly what they needed. You can't get it back in only one possession at a time.
Now Dorsey has it up top, over to Kitch on the far side. Inside to Dorsey. Cross-court pass. Michaela pulls up on the 3, near side wing. Barely grazes front iron. Good box out there by Thornton Lewis. He'll go out of bounds back to the Bearcats.
Now, that was a good possession for Baruch defensively, right? Here's the second possession that they need to try and get back in this game.
Now Castellari going to push the other way. Up ahead to DeLuca, who lays it in off the glass. And just like that, when Baruch had been able to break down the zone, as we've seen, the press, as we've seen in the last 2 possessions, easy baskets on the other end.
Well, we talked about at the beginning is Baruch is effective at running, so you're not set your defense.
That's going to be too many steps there on Michaela, and it'll go back to the Bearcats. Bearcats slowly trying to claw their way back into this first quarter here. Now trail 11-4, a little bit more than 3 minutes gone.
Well, I think that Baruch has got to stay with this formula, okay? Again, Brooklyn pressing. Idea's got to get the ball in, and whoever's got the ball, don't get caught stopping your dribble. Just dribble.
Now Castellari gets it into the front court. Thornton Lewis up top to Morales, looking for options. Has a cutter. DeLuca couldn't get the ball in. Finds the cutting DeLuca that time. Pass just a little bit ahead of her. DeLuca underneath, trying to get it inside of Castellari. Knocked out of bounds last by Dorsey, and it'll stay right there for the Bearcats. They'll have 10 to shoot.
Well, that was good. That was good offense. Teammates looking for each other, which is, done very well for the Lady Bearcats this year. Morales always finding people open.
Idea now gets the handoff. Her 3 a bit too strong, no good. And it's going to be Kitch on the rebound for the Bulldogs.
Well, Idea is key as far as outside shooting and her overall play.
Kitch thought about the shot, gives it to Daniels near side, finds the cutter in Dorsey. Just inside the paint. Couldn't get that jumper to go. Baruch come out of the pack with it, and just like that, Joe, we talked about it a little bit. As Castellari turns it over. But look how the ease that the Bearcats were able to get the ball up the court when they don't have to deal with the full court press.
That was an unforced turnover. Baruch has been bothered by turnovers lately, David, in past games.
And deep shot there by number 5, Brianna Jackson, no good. However, McMullen fighting for it underneath. She's fouled by Morales. They're going to say it was on the floor, so it'll be Bulldogs ball right there, and that'll be the first team foul against the Bearcats.
Well, right now, David, the ball is finding Brooklyn, okay? McMullen had a couple of chances. Basically, Baruch is playing well now. They just have to continue this. Right now, David, Baruch cannot turn the ball over. They have to really take care of the ball.
And just like that, finding the cutter inside. Shot no good. McMullen, though, goes back up with it as number 14, Ariel Williams, has checked into the game, the freshman. Castellari hits the deck, gets the handoff back from Idea, and they're going to call a travel there on Castellari, and it's going to be a turnover there for the Bearcats coming in on halfway point in the first. Baruch trail 11-4.
I really think Baruch has got to get the ball and just run. Soon as somebody gets a rebound, boom, everybody just take off. Don't let Brooklyn set up.
So Castellano checks into the game, has it on the near side, gives it over to Cancian.
Now this is a good defensive alignment.
And just like that, a big 3 here to stop a bit of a 4-0 Bearcat run as Akinduyi knocks that one down. Now Baruch going the other way, headed back. Thornton Lewis going in strong.
Now,
she gets fouled and we'll go to the line.
Of course, Brooklyn wasn't set, so that was really good ball by the Lady Bearcats. Now, Thornton Lewis, when inserted, is a knockdown shooter, and usually good things happen when Coach K puts her in.
We're already seeing 5 players off the bench here for the Bulldogs, so Coach Campbell likes going to the bench early and often as Thornton Lewis knocks down the first.
Well, I'll tell you, if Baruch keeps running, they can draw a lot of fouls and get to the foul line, which is something that they have to improve on. They're not getting to the line as much as they should to help themselves out. Now, they really have to contest. That's an open 3.
And an easy rebound there from Williams. Moving on the near side, and just like that, Canson, knocks it down from the near side. The lead back up to 10. And, Baruch almost turned it over there. Have to be careful. McCray gets into the front court. She's got room to go if she wants. Instead, hands it off to Idir. Idir now into the lane. They're going to say it was a block out of bounds, last off of the Bulldogs. So it'll stay right there with the Bearcats.
Idir had the right idea, but I think she should have pulled up for the floater. She got in too deep.
Now into Lopez, who just checked into the game. Castellare puts it on the floor, drives left, gives it over to DeLuca. DeLuca looking for options. Idir near side 3. She'll pull. Shot bit too strong. However, DeLuca on the offensive glass, looking for options, gives it inside to McCray. McCray, one dribble, puts it in off the glass. Nice move there by DeAndre McCray. Easy basket there for the Bearcats, just what they needed.
The freshman DeLuca made that happen. Now, Baruch is in this game. No need to panic. And right now, DeLuca's had a couple of deflections on defense. So, David, it's really the defense that's going to dictate this game for the Lady Bearcats. We know Brooklyn's, we know their record, what they're capable of.
Ooh, and Akinduyi almost leaves it behind. Castellano now way short on the 3. And Idir going to push the other way after grabbing the board. Trying to give it inside. McMullen blocks that pass. Right back to Idir, though. Over to DeLuca. Now Castellare. Back up top to Idir. 15 to shoot for the Bearcats. Lopez, nice way to spin out of traffic there. Finds the cutter and McCray. Inside out. Idir has the open look. She'll pull the 3. Needed that one. Doesn't go. Lopez on the offensive glass. Tries to hit Castellare. And that's going to go out of bounds and back to the Bulldogs.
Idir has been in, her spot. Once she sets her feet, they're just not dropping. Now, every time Brianna Lopez comes in the game, she sparks the team. She's in now. Baruch's in a good place, although down by 8. The momentum is turned. It's really anybody's game now.
Now Williams, inside out. Canson, shot 3, hits the iron twice, no good. However, Castellano on the rebound. Over to Williams. A couple players get wrapped up there. Mid-range jumper there by Akinduyi is good.
Well, that's too easy. You got to contest that shot. She dictated what she wanted to do. That just can't happen.
Now Lopez hands it off to DeLuca, looking for options. Has a cutter, McCray. It looks like she got blocked off there by Williams. Now Williams trying to go coast to coast into the lane, pulls it back out. Akinduyi has it up top. Ball swung around the perimeter. Castellano over to Canson on the far side. Has the open look to Akinduyi right here. She'll pull the 3. Around halfway out. No good. That should be off of Williams last. It is, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats. But Joe, once again, leaving the hot hand open from 3.
I don't know where the defense was. Now, let me point out, David, very quickly. Offensively, if Baruch does a crossover dribble, they'll free themselves. Right now, they're just doing one dribble. If they do a crossover, they'll get free and get to the basket.
Morales goes by Castellano, now over to Castellare and back, trying to find it back to Morales. McCray and Akinduyi battling for it underneath. It's going to go off of the Bulldogs last and back to the Bearcats. We're coming in on 2 minutes remaining here in the first. Baruch are trailing by 10.
Isabella means well, but she's got to continue to the basket for her own shot.
Now Morales gives it over to McCray. Ball swung on the perimeter. Lopez on the far side. Not a lot of options, though, as they're trying to get it over to Idir here on the near side. Idir dribbles it off her knee.
David, I have to really point this out because it's glaring. Baruch is dribbling aimlessly. There's got to be more passing, cutting, and like I said, a second or crossover dribble to create space.
The Bearcats turned it over there with a little under 2 minutes remaining. It's Akinduyi on top here. Pick from Williams. Trying to get it on the inside. Active hands there by Lopez. Aaron shot there by McMullen. However, Brooklyn able to secure the rebound. I believe it was Williams underneath. Morales comes out of the pack with it, picking up her dribble. Now Idir into the front court. Has Lopez to her left. She could step into a three. She does. Shot off back iron. No good. Mitchell, who just checked into the game, fighting for it. However, the Bulldogs come out of the pack with Akinduyi on the far side. Gives it off to Canson. Canson pulls the three. Shot too strong. No good. And it's going to be Mitchell on the rebound. Idir over up to Lopez. End-to-end action here at the Arc Arena. Pass ahead of the pack to Morales. Morales trying to find an option. Quickly inside to McCray. Back out to Morales. Shot way off. McCray on the rebound. And it'll be handoff to Idir. Idir's going to pull a high arcing three. She's looking for one to drop. 0 for 5 in the early portion of this ball game. Make that 0 for 6. And it'll be Akinduyi to bring it into the front court for the Bulldogs.
Well, the offense is in disarray for the Lady Bearcats. They're scrambling, David.
And active hands there by Morales, knocking away the entry pass from Canson. And it's going to stay underneath with the Bulldogs.
What they're going to have to do is just take a deep breath. I know there's just a little bit of time in the first period, but they have to get out of this disarray by some just playing basketball, David.
And Canson's near side three, no good. However, Williams there to clean it up and able to finish off the back iron.
Brooklyn has their way in the paint.
So 20-8, Bearcats trail here in the first. It's Morales up top. They can hold for final shot if they want it. Morales inside to McCray. Offensive foul there on Morales. And let's see who that is. That's going to be Canson who took the charge, and it's going to go back to the Bulldogs. They'll have a little bit under 11 seconds to work.
Had Morales just taken the shot, she would have probably gotten fouled. But the passing is a great idea, but you got to have the right situation. Right now, Brooklyn is taking away that second pass that the Lady Bearcats want to make.
Akinduyi looking for an option. Canson going to have to pull off a wild shot there off backboard. No good. And after one, the Bearcats trailing by 12, 20-8 as they head into the first quarter break. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
David, it's not like Brooklyn is playing a dominating game. They're just like playing. Nothing special. Baruch is just in disarray. They have no fluidity on offense. Defensively, they're giving up a lot of action in the paint, and that's a recipe for disaster.
Well, the other issue there, Joe, is you look at the Baruch's three leading scorers on the season, all in double figures average on the year. You're talking about Castiel-Laurier, you're talking about Idir, and you're talking about Morales. Between the three of them, they're 0 for 8, and Castiel-Laurier and Morales don't have more than one shot apiece.
Am I wrong? Is the last shot was by DeLuca? I think the last basket might have been by DeLuca. But anyway, I'm going to say it again. You got to make believe now like you played in the schoolyard. How do you get to the basket, okay? Aside from the set play, just become crafty. Do a little step back, crossover, back your player in. A lot of times we've seen that Baruch had maybe a teardrop, but they went for the pass and nothing came out of it.
And to your point, Joe, Baruch playing great defense. You're holding the Bulldogs 1 for 7 in their last 7, and they're 1 for 11 from their last 11 from downtown. However, when you flip the court, Baruch have only scored haven't scored in the last 4 minutes and 5 seconds of that first quarter.
Well, right now in the half-court offense, Brooklyn's doing a good job of nullifying things, and everybody's on their man. Now, you got to get yourself free now.
Ooh, nice play there by Lopez to find Mitchell underneath. That'll send Mitchell to the line. And what I like the most, I think, about that play from Lopez, she saw she had the size mismatch, did a spin move away from the big defender, and was able to get it
Well,
to the
that's
lane.
exactly what we've been talking about. You got to be a basketball player now and find a way to get to the basket. You know, I understand you're under a coaching situation, but right now you got to play ball.
As McCray off on the first.
Well, McCray and Mitchell are in the game, and you know they're the guys or the gals that do your work that doesn't get, the notice. But they do produce when they're in the game for Coach K.
And a turnover there from the Bulldogs, so Baruch have a chance to go 2 for 1 on the offensive end.
Now, your star is Isabella Castellari, let's say. She has got to really go to work now. She's been quiet.
Now Lopez looking for options. Trying to find the cutter in Mitchell back door. I think it went off the Bulldogs and then off Lopez last, so it's actually going to go right back to the Bulldogs.
Sorry, once again, you got to take a teardrop. There's no pass there.
And shot by the Bulldogs off. Let's see that one off of last. I think they're going to say one off of DeLuca last. So it'll stay right there as Kitch was able to secure the offensive rebound.
Now remember, Kitch is a knockdown shooter for Brooklyn, but she's had no opportunities.
Dorsey looking for options. Has Jackson up top on the near side wing. Takes the pick from Kitch. Jackson steps back outside of the outstretched arm of Castellari, and she's able to rattle home that three.
I think she closed her eyes on that shot because she just threw that up, David.
And Mitchell gets it into the front court. Dangerous pass there, and yep, it's intercepted there by Daniels.
Yeah, these are turnovers that there's no reason for.
Inside out, Kitch to Dorsey. Near side jumper, Mitchell on the rebound. And now Lopez going to push the tempo. Crossover move, Lopez into the lane. DeLuca out, far side jumper. Around and out, no good.
David, we're into the second period. Castellari is not getting enough touches.
High arcing shot there by Jackson, was no good, and now it'll be Lopez the other way for the Bearcats. Now Castellari inside, works into a double team, almost loses it, kicks it back out. That pass knocked away by by Jackson, and she's able to lay it in.
That's just too easy. Brooklyn is, waiting for the turnover, and they're getting it. The Lady Bearcats are intending the right thing to pass, but right now there's no pass. You're going to have to create a shot on your own.
So it'll be Bearcat basketball underneath. With a little under 8 minutes left in the first half. It's McCray outside to Lopez. Dangerous pass. As Dorsey able to get her hand in it. They're going to say the foul was on Dorsey. And that'll be side out for the Bearcats on the far side.
Again, this is a game that somebody like Isabella can really shine. You recruited her for the skill she has, and she's not getting enough opportunities. That's another turnover.
So Jackson brings it across the timeline. Over to Kitch. Jackson runs through. Kitch looks for options. Hands off to Dorsey. Dorsey on the elbow. Picks up her dribble. Looking for options. And now Jackson has it up top on the Bearcat symbol. Screen there from... Oh, it was Daniel who went back up with it. That's Sonia. And that's going to be a foul there on Number 0, DeLuca. That's going to be her first.
Yeah, again, Brooklyn's had a lot of success just around the rim.
And Sagna came into the game 1 from 6 from the free throw line, knocks those both down. And it's 27-9 as Thornton, Lewis, and Morales come in. Lopez and McCray come to the bench.
This is one of the lowest outputs offensively for the Bearcats, David, that I can remember.
Ooh, Castellari hits the deck. They're going to say out of bounds here as, let's see who that was here on the near side. It was Jackson trying to save it from going out of bounds after she got the steal, unable to do so, so it'll be Bearcats ball in front of the Bulldogs bench.
In a game like this, Idea's going to have to find a way. Castellari's going to have to find a way. Lola DeLuca's going to have to find a way.
And Castellari has it on the far side, looking for options. Has to shoot. 7, splits 2 defenders. She's able to get her first bucket of the evening.
Well, she wanted that shot, and she got it. She's going to have to look for her shot.
So Daniel, who just checked into the game, gives it off near side. 3 ball from Dorsey, around and out, no good. And it's going to stay right there with the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was a weird call because there were 2 Brooklyn people and 1 Baruch, and yet the ball goes to Brooklyn.
Now Dorsey pops out near side jumper from the mid-range. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Well, that's too easy. She could have had a cup of coffee and a donut.
DeLuca here on the near side. Entry pass into Castellari. She's quickly doubled. Morales over to Castellari. Corrals that pass here on the near side wing inside to DeLuca. Entry pass knocked away, though. I think it was Daniels or Sagna on the inside. It was Daniel who comes away with it here into the front court. And now it's Jackson on the far side. Thornton Lewis out on her. Jackson picks up her dribble, gives it over to Daniel here up top on the top of the perimeter. That's going to be too many steps, though, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats.
David, right now with under 6 minutes left in the first half, Baruch has got to make their move. They want to go into the locker room 10 down or less.
As we creep towards the midway point of the second quarter, Idea are going to pull a deep 3. Shot around, no good. Howard DeLuca gets the offensive rebound. Castellari, free throw line jumper, no good. Morales, inside out. Thornton Lewis, she gets that one to go. They're going to say it was a deep 2, though. So 29-13, Bearcats trail.
Good work by the Lady Bearcats. And Thornton Lewis, that's why she's here. She's a knockdown shooter.
Great job there by DeLuca to keep the possession alive.
Well, DeLuca's just doing everything possible out there.
And Kitch knocks down the 3.
Listen, Kitch could do that all day and night.
Now DeLuca here on the near side, puts it on the deck, mid-range jumper. Her shot there was blocked by Sagna on the near side. Now the other way with Dorsey. Dorsey able to get the open layup and finishes off the glass.
Well, you know, Baruch has got caught sleeping. Now, Castellari hit a shot, David, and we haven't heard from her since.
So about the midway point here in the second, Baruch trail 34-13.
Brooklyn, David, let's credit Brooklyn for just, providing very solid defense. But like I said, you have to be a basketball player and find ways to get really just by your, the person guarding you.
And also, Joe, the Bulldogs so far in the first half have played 11 players. It's just waves of talent coming off the bench. Really just fresh legs at all times.
Well, just update me on the turnovers, because the turnovers have given Brooklyn a lot of help. There was just another one.
Ooh, and just like that, Morales able to get the steal back. However, it was Thornton Lewis who couldn't corral it. Mitchell and Kitch battling for it underneath. It's going to be a jump ball, so it'll stay with the Bulldogs, but it'll turn the possession arrow.
By the way, Kitch is a really good shooter on any level. She hasn't really been a factor in this first half.
And pass out to the near side to Michaela, who knocks down a deep three from the corner.
Well, again, she set her feet. Now, when Isabella turns, somebody's got to cut.
She was looking for a whistle that never came, as the Bulldogs give it right back to the Bearcats with 4:08.
Well, right now, with 4 minutes left, Baruch has got to find a way to take away this momentum that Brooklyn has going into the locker room. Well, the ball has to move. If the ball moves from right to left and left to right, and you cut something, but Baruch is just not doing that. Once they stop their dribble, the offense is no longer existing.
A nice stutter step move there from Jackson, unable to finish the line.
Was that a stutter step, David, or was that just an outright travel?
Now straight on from Thornton Lewis. High three, no good. Long rebound out to Kitch. And Baruch scoreless coming on their last 2 minutes of action. Also 0 for 6 from their previous 6 from downtown.
She's turning it over, but there's no call.
Kitch going baseline, working against Mitchell. She's fouled on the way through. And that'll send Kitch to the line to shoot two with 3:13 remaining here in the first half.
Anna Kitch, very talented ball player.
Shooting 78% from the free throw line on the season as Kitch rattles home the first.
Anna Kitch from the Lab School.
And Kitch 2 of 2 from the line. And they turn it over there as it was Jackson on the far side with the steal, throwing it off Castigliare to save it for the Bulldogs.
Well, a discussion at halftime from Coach K has got to address the turnovers, and then we'll go from there.
18 turnovers here in the first half for the Bearcats, and Kitch able to capitalize with the far side three from the wing.
Well, you know what? She's deciding to really take this game over.
And we're really seeing the cream of the crop here tonight with the Bulldogs as they are all over the Bearcats here in the first half. As Morales, Aaron shot off the left side of the backboard, no good.
Well, that was a good idea. Morales cut, but unless you finish strong, you're literally going to come up short, which happened to Morales.
Now Kitch fakes the handoff here to, and it's going to get stuck, wedged against the glass, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats.
David, I'm baffled when I see something like this, because how does the ball actually get lodged in that?
Perfect physics.
I mean, I played a lot of horse in my time, but I never could do that even if I tried.
Thornton Lewis now over to Morales. Morales almost loses that one. Kitch playing some tough defense against Morales. Now out the side to Idir. She'll step into a three. And she gets that one to go. Well, she knocks down her first bucket of the night.
You know what? Idir's not stopping. She's going to play. And hopefully shots start falling for her.
Michaela on the near side. Looking for options, picks up her dribble, gives it off to Kitch, back to Michaela. Kitch coming with the screen. Michaela steps into a three, shot no good. Nice box out there by McCray.
Yeah,
Thornton Lewis able to get the rebound.
That was a textbook box out by McCray.
Idea puts it on the floor, inside out to Thornton Lewis. Has Idea if she wanted it for the three, instead inside to Morales. Shot a bit too strong. Off the rim, no good. Morales now gets it back over to Idea. She'll step into a wide open three, and now she might get the hot hand. She's knocked down two in a row.
Well, that was great patience by the Lady Bearcats. And listen, when Lola gets going, good things happen. But you know what? This year she's playing an all-around game.
So it's going to be a timeout for Brooklyn College with a minute 18 left. I mean, if you're Coach Campbell, you've liked most of what you've seen, but probably not the last two possessions for the Bearcats. Idea knocking down back-to-back threes.
Well, remember, David, the ideal situation is a team plays a perfect 1, 2, 3, or 4 quarters or 2 halves. Brooklyn, by no means, is playing a perfect game, but the turnovers from the Lady Bearcats has helped them, and they've just made shots, right? It's not been pretty, but, it's just worked for them. They've made enough plays, David, let's face it.
They have 20 extra. They've only shooting 38% from the field. They have 20 extra shot attempts compared to the Bearcats.
Right.
And they're plus 14 in the turnover battle.
And a lot of action in the paint, which is a really story of why teams win or lose, points in the paint.
So now Diaz, who just checked into the game, has the ball. Ball moves quickly around the perimeter. Floater there by McMullen. She's able to get that one to go.
I think she closed her eyes on that bank shot.
Idea dribbles into a double, and now it's Michaela the other way, has an open lay-in, and she puts it in off the glass.
Once she dribbled into a double, that was not going to bode well.
And dangerous entry pass. So after a good, before the timeout by the Bearcats, Baruch had a little something brewing. However, the Bulldogs able to fight right back and get some buckets here. And also now they just won the jump ball, so it'll go back to the Bulldogs, and they can answer with a 6-0 run of their own.
David, another thing, when you're playing against a high-quality team like Brooklyn, you can't afford errors. You have a small window. You just can't make errors because they'll capitalize with a capital C.
And they've definitely exacerbated that window here, Joe, with 20 turnovers in the first half.
By the way, that window is literally frozen, David.
And dangerous pass, trying to catch Brooklyn out in transition. However, Diaz trying to save it from going out of bounds. However, goes back to the Bearcats, finds it underneath to McCray, who beats the buzzer. And just like that, it's 46-21. Baruch take a 25-point deficit into the half, but went on a little bit of a run there, Joe, to end the first.
Well, the way the half ended is what's been getting a lot of success for the Bearcats, that two-man game. David, there's not a lot to say other than we know what kind of team Brooklyn is, one loss, talent. But Baruch is just, again, you know me, I'm big on you need that point guard. I think they've been in disarray because they're not distributing the ball and they're not creating shots for themselves with the initial defense. They're going to have to come up with, being crafty as a ball player. So let's see what adjustments come in the third period.
Yeah, and they're going to have to start getting some baskets and some stops here, Joe.
And stop turning it over.
And forcing some turnovers because they're going to have to not necessarily get it all back at once, but they're going to have to start moving quick to cut into this deficit.
My fear is that in a game like this, you get into bad habits and it carries over. And guess what? There's no time. These CUNY games are one after the other, short memory, and I don't like games like this because, again, you get down and you get into bad habits. Someone or some people have to emerge as leaders and speak for Coach K and his staff and really right the ship. Now, David, we have a halftime guest, one of the premier players on the men's team, Trayvon Coppin from Erasmus High School, who won a game this year and is so athletic and such a pleasure to watch. So we're going to try and get him right now if we can. And Baruch Nation, this is one of our most athletic players we've had here in a long time. So we're going to chat with him.
All right, so we'll be right back in 30 seconds with Trevin Coppin. You're watching CUNYAC doubleheader here on YouTube channel Baruch Bearcat Athletics.
Well, Baruch Nation, we're really honored to have one of the standout players, not only here at Baruch, but in CUNY, and you must give people a lot of nightmares and much watching film because you're a demon. I mean, you get it done offensively, defensively, athletically, but I know you're from Erasmus High School, right?
Yep, that's right.
Now, they got a lot of ball players that came out of there. I'm from Brooklyn. I went to New Utrecht, and we used to play it back in the day. But did you want to come to Baruch? Did you want to, like, go other places? Or, like, what sold you on Baruch, Trevon?
I believe Baruch has a really good education, and to be honest, education comes first, and everything. So it was honestly a no-brainer when Elise gave me that call to come over here and play. So, it was honestly at the top of my list.
Right. Did you want to stay local or you wanted to go away if you could? Because a lot of people are torn. I want to get out of New York for a bit.
Yeah, most definitely. I gave it some thought, but I have a really good support system over here, so I just went with the safest option. You know what I mean? Baruch has a great ROI, so,
Oh, yeah. Well, Coach Elise, of course, Coach Fareed, the tradition going back from Ray Rankus, rest in peace, it's big time, but you mentioned academics. Now, tell me how you felt when you won the game. And did you make the top 10 list in ESPN? Because it came at the buzzer, right?
Yeah, it definitely did. In the moment, I didn't really give it much thought. I just, my job on the team is mostly to grab boards and clean up my team's mistake. And, I was just doing my job. It felt great to see that shot go in because, winning means a lot for me. And
that was the shot heard around the world. I don't care if you're CUNY, you're Baruch, but where do you think the team is at compared to like a couple of weeks ago? Because we're deep into CUNY.
Right.
So where do you think we're at?
I feel like we're one of the best teams in the league, to be honest. At the start, we had some growing pains. New coaching staff, everything new players and things of that nature. But every day we put in work and practice, and I see ourselves grow. I see our team growing. Every single day, and I'm very excited to show the world, to show the league like who we're made of.
Right. What did you take away from that Trinity game? Trinity coming in with the rep, all Americans.
Mm-hmm.
What did you take away from that game? Because that's a test, right?
I feel like the game was really a test to see what high level talent looks like, all right, and what we aspire to be as a program. You know what I mean? So although we didn't get the score that we wanted,
right,
but we came out of the game learning from our mistakes and just being a better team overall from facing that high level talent.
So how have you enjoyed playing with Coach Fareed? I know you were Elise, but how are you under Coach Fareed now?
I feel like Coach Fareed, he's learning, and I'm having a great time just learning him and who he is as a person, and I feel like he's leading the team well, especially, it's hard trying to build on the legacy of Coach Rankins and Elise. And I feel like he's doing a great job adjusting.
Well, he's a pretty good player. I had the privilege of working with him his first summer here when he was just like this freshman, right? But he was smart as 10 people put together coming from Stuyvesant.
Right.
Now, what are your plans when Baruch is done? Do you want to still play ball or you want to go into the workforce?
Right. To be honest, I want to go in the workforce.
Oh,
You
really?
know, yeah, I want to get my CPA. Probably.
I need an accountant, so make sure you give me
Yeah, you know what I mean. Everybody needs accountants. It's one of those jobs.
No,
that are very
CPAs,
safe.
'cause, you know,
CPAs,
that-
right. We're in a shortage.
That's top play because you know the fine print, right?
Yeah, right.
Forget the accounts, but you wouldn't want to play ball maybe for a bit overseas. You know, get that out of your system.
You know, I'll keep working out, and if the opportunity arises, I definitely will take it. But I'm more set on joining the workforce. You know, making a couple extra dollars and things of that nature, and providing for my family.
So let me ask you quickly: what's your favorite food?
Favorite food?
I'm playing broadcaster. What's your favorite food? Like, no, you're sitting home, you know, watching a late game for San Diego State playing. What's your late night snack?
I'll say chicken Alfredo. It's not really a snack, but it's a meal. You know.
Well, you know the La Via on Third Avenue
Yeah,
is pretty
that's
good
right.
about that.
That's great.
And who is your favorite NBA player?
Oh, definitely the GOAT, LeBron James, no doubt.
But what about like the Greek? I mean, because you know you got a game. If you want to kind of like that, you know,
Right.
so athletic. But is it LeBron?
It's definitely LeBron James.
Yeah. And if you were at a dinner, who would be the 5 people that you would want to be at the table with you?
Just NBA players or like
Could
NBA
be
players?
anybody. Could be anybody.
So we're gonna put LeBron James first.
Number 1, right?
Um,
Could be anybody. Politics, accountants.
I definitely would add in my mom there.
Okay.
Warren Buffett.
Yeah, I see that. That's true.
Who else?
Two more. Could be from entertainment.
Entertainment too, right? Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Okay.
What is that? That's 4.
Well, yeah, one more. One more.
Steph Curry.
Okay.
Yeah, another great.
So, you know, I worked at 5-Star Camp, and Steph was a camper.
Oh, wow.
And the scouting report was pass on him, he can't shoot. So if you can imagine what the work put in.
Right.
But like I said, your game is just unbelievable because your versatility that you could play literally all 5 positions.
Right.
Have you worked on your outside shooting?
You know,
Because when you have to, it's knocking down, right?
Right. Yeah, I do try to work on my outside shooting every chance that I get. You know, I just want to be prepared so when I get in those moments, I can hit it. I can hit the wide open 3. You know what I mean?
Right. But where are you most comfortable? I know, you know, a 5-4-3-2-1.
Right.
Are you just like versatile you can play anywhere? Where are you most comfortable?
I think I'm most confident 1 through 5. You know, I could guard all 5 positions. I could play 1 through 5. You know, it's not really one position that I favor more than the other. You know, I could play 1 through 5.
And so here's my question: Do you see Greek coming to the Knicks, or that's just a rumor? Are you? I forgot to ask you. Who's your team in the NBA?
Ooh, team in the NBA, I'm a Knicks fan. Most
Okay, is that because you're a New Yorker, or?
Yeah, it's mostly because I grew up around the culture and
Oh
I just
yeah,
love it, to be honest.
of course
Yeah.
there. But you know at Erasmus, a lot of famous people
Right.
come through. I guess you might know that going. But my last question to you is, if you had a perfect scenario, like what do you see Baruch down the stretch having to get better at, the team? Like if you had a perfect scenario from now into CUNY playoffs, what do you think that would be?
Like one skill that we could get better at. That would
No,
bring
like
some more-
as a team, like what formula do you got to do? I know it's about defense and offense,
Right.
but with your man, you know, your roster,
Right.
what do you think you got to do to just get it done? Alisi, by the way, was great,
He was
at,
great.
at pushing buttons.
Right.
Fareed is right there. He's a great.
definitely right there. Right.
But what do you think you need to kind of get you over the hump?
I definitely feel like first and foremost we need to rebound way better. You know, it can't just be certain players rebounding. It should be the whole team crashing, you know, in different possessions. I also feel like what would work more effectively is hitting the post, wait till the team collapses, and then, you know, kicking it out to the wide open man. We have really great shooters. I trust that they can hit down a wide open 3, and that would work.
Well,
every
you
single time.
got Peter, you got Jack.
Right.
I mean, you got crafty players.
That's
but
right.
I can't tell you what an honor, privilege it is to not only see you play, but the rich alumni of Baruch.
Right.
They love to see the videos and watch you guys playing. You're going to be back.
Right.
And we're going to talk more about the GOAT and stuff like that. But
right.
stay healthy.
Most definitely.
And keep doing what you do. Yeah, again, we just appreciate you so much.
Right.
So keep rocking.
I appreciate you guys
Okay,
so
we'll
much.
see you
Thanks for
soon,
having me.
okay?
Yep, that's right. Thank you so much.
And welcome back to the Arc Arena. If you didn't have a chance to tune in at halftime, we had power forward from the men's team, Trevin Coppin, talking to Joe about really all things basketball, life, school, kind of just a vast array of getting to know some of the great Baruch Bearcat athletes.
He's got good taste in pasta, fettuccine Alfredo at midnight, and just a stand-up young man. He's great. And that's been the story of most players that come through Baruch Athletics. Really versatile people who get right into the workforce, David. We've had some guys play overseas. We'll talk about that at another time.
And if you're a Coppin fan, don't worry. He's only a sophomore.
He can change his mind quickly about his career after Baruch.
Well, that, and also we have him for at least hopefully another 2 years.
Well, yeah, David. What an athletic player. Wow.
We'll see him in the second game of your doubleheader as Baruch again will host the Bulldogs of Brooklyn College. And now we're into the second half, and Bearcats starting with the ball. Morales inside out to Ideer. Ideer's going to pull a three. Shot grazes front iron, no good, and it's going to be number 12, Michaela, on the rebound here for the Bulldogs. She's going to go coast to coast. Can't finish, though. Ball batted out into the hands of Dorsey. Now McMullen straight on, hop step into the lane. Shot might have been blocked on the way through as Dorsey saves it off the hands of Ideer, and it'll be Bulldogs ball, and some sloppy play there from the Bulldogs here in the offensive end.
Well, Baruch has got to make up 25 points, and obviously they got to go one possession at a time, but they have to take away what Brooklyn wants to do. And I think they're going to do that. I think Coach K kind of got some points across to them. And right now, offensively, David, they must move the ball. They can't just, have one person dribbling, everybody standing around. They got to move, continue to screen, continue to move.
And ball batted out here as it was Jackson who got a hand on it. Now DeLuca saves it from backcourt and over to Castiglione. Near side pass to Ideer. Ideer puts it on the deck, goes right, spins back left, looking for options. She's quickly double teamed. High arcing shot, no good, knocked out of bounds. Ooh, nice save there by Dorsey. However, McMullen in a bit of a world of trouble there. Active hands there by Morales and Ideer. Morales shot blocked on the way up. She gets it back, can't get it to go. Morales hits the deck. Kitch on the rebound, and some sloppy play now, Joe, on both ends.
Well,
no one has a bucket yet in the second half. As I say that, though, Dorsey knocks it down from the mid-range.
Baruch has zero offense going on, sadly to say. I'm not sure they can make the proper adjustments, David, because of the deficit, okay? Now, this is a learning experience because guess what? The next game is right around the corner. No time to worry about it. Yeah, you can look at film. But my fear, I told you earlier, that bad habits don't occur in a game like this. And I don't want any loss of confidence because there's always tomorrow when the sun comes up, thank God. But, as a ball player, you just have to kind of make adjustments on the fly. And right now, I want the Baruch Lady Bearcats to think, what would I do if I'm playing in a park game and I want to stay on the court and win? You just got to have to create. And that's what, David, we haven't seen in this game. We've seen turnovers based on somebody giving up.
And there's only a couple more home games left on the season, but if you like to travel and want to see Baruch play again, don't forget to head up to John Jay on Tuesday, February 3rd at 6 p.m. They'll be at John Jay before they come back home a week from yesterday, February 5th, Thursday night, for the Battle of Lexington, which is always a raucous occasion here at the Arc Arena.
Boy, has this season flown by. Well, a pass in traffic found DeLuca. But again, DeLuca turned it over because she really wasn't in a position to do anything.
And the Bulldogs, turn it right back.
Well, a rare turnover by Brooklyn.
And the Bearcats give it right back to the Bulldogs.
Now, Morales needed to turn and shoot the ball.
22 turnovers now for the Bearcats.
Baruch's trying to pass, but it's not working for them. They have passed up numerous shots in favor of trying to pass.
As Jackson drives into the paint, and Castiglione comes away with the miss, and now we'll push it into the front court.
Now, Isabella has really not been able to do anything in this game.
Morales, mid-range jumper, around and out, no good. Rebounded there by Kitch. Jackson up ahead to Dorsey. Dorsey saves it. Wild back pass.
Well, credit the defense of Baruch for causing that, decision leading to a turnover by Brooklyn. Now, you might say it's crazy, Dave, but this game is not over. If Baruch has strong possessions and limits Brooklyn, we can be looking at possibly a comeback.
Ideer, wide open three on the far side. Shot no good. Ooh, a rebound, a ball just outside of the outstretched arm of DeLuca. And now Dorsey on the far side goes baseline, spin back move, and able to rattle home the jumper.
Well, see, that's what Baruch needs to do. Create your own shot, which is what Dorsey did.
Now Thornton Lewis over to DeLuca. DeLuca mid-range shot, no good. And it's going to be off of the Bulldogs' last, so it'll be Bearcats' possession. 6:39 remaining here in the third.
David, as the season goes on, I get more impressed by the freshman, DeLuca. Just an all-around player. And plays hard. Overshot the basket there, but she can make shots.
Now Michaela
trying
to find McMullen inside. Nope, that's picked by Morales. Now over to Castielaria. She's picked by Dorsey. Her pocket. However, it's going to stay right there with the Bearcats.
The referees are not calling the turnover when the player palms the ball, which is a product of today's game. Years ago, that was an instant turnovers, but they're not calling it now.
Can't call everyone on a carry there, Joe.
No, I know, but I have memories of yesteryear sometimes.
And a big shot there from Idea, knocking down the far side three. She's made 3 out of her last 4 from downtown. She's got 9.
Well, needless to say, this is a big stop here. You just made a shot.
Baruch were scoreless in the previous 3:45 until Idea knocked that one down. Now inside out. 3 there from the Bulldogs, no good. However, offensive rebound by Kitch. Akinduyi knocks that one down from the elbow.
Well, second and third opportunities, they can't go. Now, remember, Kitch is not only a scorer, but she's an overall ball player.
And Thornton Lewis way too strong on the 3. Now Dorsey up ahead to McMullen. And correction, that was actually...
Guess what, David?
That was actually Williams who broke out there. Sorry.
That was just a textbook fast break by Brooklyn. 1, 2, 3 passes to a cutting player. We can see the reputation that Brooklyn has coming in. They have basketball players playing basketball simply out there.
Baruch right now 5-3 in the conference, holding that 4 seed, so currently in a playoff spot, but trying to host a playoff game as they have John Jay breathing down their neck at 4-4, and they're also tied with Lehman at 5-3, but really just kind of a 2-horse race with these Bulldogs and the Hunter.
Well, David,
Hawks,
to your point,
7-1. Sorry,
to your point, that's why you can't afford games like this, because everything is so fragile. Well, we need more of that from Isabella. She found a way to get a shot.
And to your point there, Joe, at least you got John Jay next. So granted, you're playing the best team in the conference right now, and then you have at John Jay next game, who's breathing right down your neck for that 4 spot.
Well, this is the usual drama of CUNY basketball late in the season.
And John Jay playing at Hunter tonight. 5 o'clock tip-off here for the Bloodhounds.
Well, nothing was going on there for the Lady Bearcats.
And Akinduyi makes that one.
Yeah, she just dribbled, got into position, and shot it. David, when Castellar gets the ball, I know she wants a pass, but she's just got to look to score. And pass is a second option. Great play.
Nice find there by McCray. Filling you in on the John Jay Hunter's game. Hunter actually going to take their second loss, it looks like, with 2:36. John Jay up by 22 points up at Hunter College.
Wow, it must be the cold, David. Must be really cold on 68th Street. It's affecting the play.
It's that time of the year, Joe. Anything can happen in conference play as Castellari knocks down that just from inside the free throw line.
Well, she's on a run now, which we would have hoped happened earlier.
So Waldevogel, who just checked into the game, pulls a three. Shot no good. McCray on the rebound. Now Idir brings it into the front court. Coach Catrozo's not liking the tempo right now that the Bearcats are playing with. Lopez was wide open on the far side.
Well, they're letting the defense set up.
Three there from Idir. Just a bit short. No good. Ball's loose on the deck. Wow, crazy play here. McCray now underneath and one. DeAndre McCray lays it in and will go to the line for a chance at a three-point play.
Well, it's one of the nicest plays tonight. You know, you can't let a good team like Brooklyn set their defense. That's not a good situation. You want them to not be set up and then try and capitalize. We can't say enough about McCray, who's been, dealing with a left knee issue, but she just continues to give it her all on both ends.
And now 5 points in only 13 minutes of action, throwing 4 rebounds there. Make that 7 points, excuse me. Waldevogel looking for an option, gives it over side to Michaela on the far side. Michaela going baseline. Knocked out of bounds there by McCray.
David, I want to point out to the fans, we mentioned one of the big nights on the Baruch Athletic calendar, Battle of Lexington, coming up this coming Thursday. Must see.
And a three there on the far side. Knocked down there by number 21, Akinduyi, the freshman out of Brooklyn.
Well, I saw her in warm-ups, David. She looked pretty good.
Castellari, line drive three, no good. Michaela comes down with the rebound. Quickly into the front court. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the third. Baruch trailing big here at the Arc Arena in the first game of your doubleheader. That's going to go out of bounds and back to Brooklyn College.
Well, in the final, whatever of the third period into the fourth, Baruch is just going to have to play good basketball. Forget about the score at this point. Make good decisions on the court.
Castellari outside to DeLuca, and the ball's got to go up there when you get it inside the interior, and I think that's got to be frustrating.
They've had shots all game. They passed it up for a pass, but the shots have been there, and Brooklyn just doing their thing, David. Simple.
As Michaela knocks down that three.
32-point lead.
Nice ball movement there by the Bearcats.
Well, you know what? That's what's been effective for Baruch this year. Two-man game.
So Sagna gives it over to Akinduyi on the near side. Her three way too strong. And Idir now the other way looking for options. Doesn't force it and brings it into the front court. Baruch will set up in the half court. A nice play there by Morales. First time we've really seen her assert herself in the block there, Joe.
Morales, I don't think they've really said to her, we're going to really utilize you now, which they just did.
That's her first bucket of the night. Correction, second bucket of the night as McCray goes hard. She's fouled on the way up and will go to the line to shoot two.
David, I just can't say it enough. McCray is just such a player that you root for, which Baruch has had over the years. They're unsung heroes. I know she's playing, I don't know the severity of her knee, but, she's just giving you everything.
As she goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line. It's a 26-point ball game. We're in the final minute here in the third quarter. Michaela now over the near side. Sagna has it. Sagna. Ooh, nice move there by number 20, Walde Vogel.
Well, Morales with a big-time defensive stop. Morales still playing.
Ooh, Baruch almost come away with the steal there now. Inside out, Walde Vogel going to pull the three. Doesn't hit anything. Morales on the rebound. Has DeLuca ahead of the pack if she wanted him. Probably the best just to slow things up, though. And now Idir has it on the Bearcat symbol. 30 to shoot. Idir into the lane. Looking for options. Goes 1 on 3. However, she's fouled on the way through and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Idir just made a great offensive move. And now is being rewarded by getting 2 free throws. We needed more of that this game. We needed, David, more individuality.
And Idir knocks down the second 25-point game. Brooklyn can hold for the final shot. Walde Vogel brings it to the front court. Gives it on the far side. Sagna pulls the mid-range jumper. Shot no good. And now Baruch could hold for the final shot if they wanted to.
Yeah, Baruch having a good couple of minutes.
Nice find there by Morales to Castellari.
These are the best minutes of the game for the Lady Bearcats.
9-0 run for the Bearcats. 3 there, no good. And they might have gotten bailed out with the miss there. Sagna can hit. Well, Baruch down by 23. It was as bad as 32 there in the third. You're watching Baruch basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
Yeah, those were the best minutes of the game for the Lady Bearcats. Now, this is a good sign because Baruch could have really given up, but they are playing their best ball of the night now, David. So let's see what happens in this fourth quarter.
So we are moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. It'll be Brooklyn ball on the far side. It's DeLuca, Castellari, Idir, Mitchell, and Morales for the Bearcats.
Well, Coach K staying with the same players, looking for a productive fourth period.
Jackson has it up top with 18 seconds to shoot. Herft just checked into the game on the near side. Gives back to Jackson. Jackson spins into the lane and able to get that one to go.
Well, it was a great move, but where was the defense?
Jackson's got 9. Four Bulldogs are now in double figures. Jackson having 9 herself, so almost the whole starting 5 of double-figure players here for Brooklyn. As Mitchell now to Morales.
Well, Brooklyn came in with a high reputation, and they have not, disappointed their fans.
An Idir shot off right iron, no good. And now Jackson the other way.
David, that was almost 2 balls stuck in the rim in one game.
Don't see the wedge too often as Morales almost threw that one away. Now it's Idir into the front court for Baruch. Morales spins at the free throw line into the lane. Shot a bit too strong.
I love the move by Morales. She put it on the floor, and, hopefully next time she finishes. Well, Brooklyn now looks like they're just going to working a little bit. Well, so much for that. They're still looking to score. I thought they might work the clock, but that's not the coach's move. There's a turnover.
And it's going to stay with the Bearcats right here in front of us.
Coach K staying with his familiar 5. Really hoping, like I said, for good things in this fourth period.
Now DeLuca, mid-range jumper, shot too short. Dorsey on the rebound. She's fouled as DeLuca was trying to go after it. That's going to be her second.
David, I'm very impressed by Coaches K, his decision here in the fourth quarter. He could go to his bench, but I think he wants this to be a lesson to the Lady Bearcats. This is not your game, but what can you take away positive from tonight moving forward?
As Hurft gets into the lane, she's fouled on the way through, and that'll send Hurft to the line to shoot free throws.
David, if you remember, Brooklyn College used to be Division I at one point, about 20-odd years ago.
And Hurft goes and knocks down the second, so Idea now brings it into the front court for the Bearcats. Morales looking for options, gives it over to Castiel-Laria, now over to Idea, near side 3. She'll pull off right iron, no good. It's Canson who comes away with the rebound, and now Jackson into the front court. Hurft on the near side, pull the 3, no good. Dorsey on the offensive rebound. She's fighting with Mitchell underneath. Mitchell rips it away. Over to Morales. Now Idea brings it up into the front court for the Bearcats.
Now we got to get Castellaria some touches.
Just as you say that, Joe, she pulls a 3 shot, no good. Rebound still batted around. Morales gets it inside. Pump fake move off the glass and one for Morales, and she'll go to the line for a chance at a 3-point play.
Credit Morales. She is playing hard basketball like it's the beginning of the game. And, she's another impressive player for Coach K on both sides. At this point, we just want to send hello out to Coach Jose Torres. Heard he's a little under the weather. You're the best. Baseball is here. And we just wanted to say hello.
And Idea able to finish off the glass. So it could be a little bit too little too late, Joe, but a Baruch on a 5-0 run. Hurft, couple jab steps. She'll pull the 3 and gets that one going. Hurft, who just came in the last few minutes, already has 5 points in 3 minutes of action.
Well, that's a great pass to McCray. David, Brooklyn has done what they have been doing all season. Their record says that they've done some good things throughout the season. Also, a shout out to our best fans in all of CUNY. Alex Arena, Carmelo, sitting across court at halftime. Incredible loyalty to the Baruch Athletics for a long time. God bless them both.
Idea looking for options in entry pass inside to McCray, back outside. Thornton Lewis, her shot around and out, no good. McCray on the offensive board, gives it inside to Thornton Lewis, high off the glass, no good. Thornton Lewis though on the offensive rebound. Over to McCray, inside out, had Lopez on the handoff, gives it off to Lopez. Lopez quickly double teamed. Idea going to step into a 3 now, and she gets that one to go.
Well, Idea's never going to stop playing.
Hurft going to take the 3 way, way off, and that's going to go out of bounds back to the Bearcats.
The mark of successful people, how can you execute under pressure? and extreme conditions. And Baruch has showed that, specifically Idea. She took over a game recently.
Now Herft has it, drives past Idea. Herft into the lane and able to finish with the right hand.
Well, Baruch just stepped away and let her continue for a basket.
Morales inside out and out of Thornton Lewis, near side. High three off back iron, no good. And Canson chases down the rebound over to Diaz now, who just checked back into the game. Diaz, handoff to Herft. Herft, spin move, scoop layup, shot no good. McMullen fighting for it underneath. Herft. Now over to Canson. Canson straight on three, shot no good. Lopez boxing out as Diaz knocks her down, and it'll be a foul against Diaz. It'll go back to the Bearcats. We're at the midway point here in the fourth quarter. Baruch trail by 28.
David, I think Coach K has to sit down with Morales and show her tape of how she's been playing tonight as a post player. I think that going forward that she has to attack the way she is tonight. In all of this 74-46 game, Baruch on the downside of the score, some things have really emerged. I think Morales is playing at another level.
Hand off to Canson. Canson floater with the right hand. Shot no good. Ball batted around. And it's Castellare who picks it up at the free throw line. Baruch quickly in transition the other way. Lopez goes right into the lane. They're going to call him. Well, there you go, Joe.
Oh.
They'll finally call a carry. It's going to go up against the Bearcats.
And you know something? I don't even know how the ref saw that because Lopez was shielded by a Brooklyn player. So, how do you know? But, David, I want to expand on that point. Again, this is not a feel-good night for the Lady Bearcats, but there's some things that have happened or happening that we can really look forward to moving forward. Besides Morales' play, I like the fact that Coach K stayed with basically his first five because, heck, he doesn't want any letdown. Emotionally, mentally, confidence-wise.
Now Lopez into the lane. Kicks it out near side. Blocking foul there against Canson. As Lopez was going downhill, it'll be ball side out. And that was the last foul Brooklyn had to give. The next one will send Baruch to the bonus.
Well, with 4 minutes left, that's a great play. Again, the two-man game bodes well for the Lady Bearcats.
And the ball goes off Herft's leg last. She corrals it. Now Canson on the far side.
Well, good defense by the Lady Bearcats. Brooklyn's going to have to, really put one up. That's really top-level defense by Baruch on that possession.
Entry pass into DeLuca, inside out. They're going to call a travel there on DeLuca, so it'll go back to the Bulldogs.
You know what? DeLuca is also playing at a high level. David, there's certain people I believe have to be in the lineup for Baruch. Lopez, DeLuca, McCray. Just good things happen with those people. Now, the marquee players, Idea, Castellaria, we know that. But there is a balance that Coach K has going this year.
The thing I don't understand specifically about this game, though, Joe, is we talked about that first quarter. The star players outside of Idea really weren't getting the touches. you have to get those players in rhythm. Especially, we've seen Morales. When she gets in rhythm inside the block, she can go on those runs. Granted, Idea was shooting, not getting them to fall, so a little bit more in the second and third quarters. Those shots starting to finally go in. But run some sets for them early in the ball game, both Morales and Castellaria, where they can start developing some confidence in their game. Because, and real quick, Joe, sorry about that, but if you look at Castellaria, when she started hitting down some of those, we saw her kind of go on a streak, knocking down some of those mid-ranges. And when we look at that stat sheet at the end of the game, we look at the stat sheet, Castellaria 10 shots, Morales 9. But if you think about when that actually was, it was all second half.
Well, David, you're 150% correct. Now, the answer is when you don't have that traditional lead guard or point guard, you can't, you need the quarterback, whatever sport, quarterback, leader. You got to start with them. Since we don't have that, we're kind of lost. I'm going to use the word. Now, having said that, you just have to play ball as a basketball player and create.
Now her spin move, she left it behind though. Now Castellaria quickly the other way. Has DeLuca to her left. Then Castellaria goes all the way in. And that, if you're Coach Catrozos, you wish you saw a lot more of that in the first 2 quarters.
Well, we kept saying, where is our arguably premier player for the Lady Bears?
And it's not even that. How many times have you said it, Joe, that they've got into the lane and passed up the shot? We've seen that exact same play tonight multiple times where Castellaria or whoever it would have been would have given up the ball there, and now she goes right to the basket and able to finish.
Oh, it's been across the board. People not taking that little teardrop, which certain players call a mid-range shot, or Steph Curry. People have that teardrop.
The floater.
Right, the floater teardrop. It would have really helped Baruch tonight.
And even then, you get to the point sometimes you're even too close. Like, it's a finger roll. It's a layup, We're talking about you're already inside the key.
And that's why you got to stay in the gym after practice and work on shots like that. Game shots. If it's not in the real practice, you got to stay late, work on your game, David.
Yeah. Well, I think we may, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think some of it tonight was decision making. Not. It wasn't about necessarily not going for the shot that they can hit. It was more, let me try to find that open teammate.
If there's any lesson, Baruch has to now learn that things are not going to go their way, but they're going to have to figure out a plan B. I love this day. This is a great test. If you can take away positives from tonight, you're going to really be dangerous going forward. I know that doesn't equal a win, but, it's a marathon season, and you have to have ups and downs, but it's how you move forward after the so-called hit that knocks you down to the canvas.
And Morales travels there, and it's going to go back to the Bulldogs. The good thing also, Joe, is outside of McCray and Mitchell and Castellaria, but the large core of this team, and Idea and Morales and Lopez, etc., are going to be back next year as they're all underclassmen. So definitely room for improvement, especially when two of your three leading scorers are sophomores.
David, to your point, I think basketball at Baruch is in really good shape. I think you have the talent. They just have to evolve. Hey, listen, did we not see Mia Castillo just, evolve into arguably one of the best CUNY players ever, nationwide recognition, now playing on the pro level in Puerto Rico. And we've seen over the years some really exceptional basketball players in the men's and women's program. Now, Morales is a good example of really somebody that's come on.
And Thornton Lewis comes away with the steal here and gets the floater to go.
Well, good for her. She's playing as hard as she can. She's not looking at the scoreboard.
And now Waldevogel gives it off near side. Castellano over to Paige Smith, who just checked into the game. And Lynn trying to battle for it underneath. It's McMullen. McMullen battling for it. Wild shot there by McMullen. Lynn trying to chase it down.
Well, Lynn is playing very hard.
And Waldevogel, Aaron shot there. Now over to Lopez off of the backside of Thornton Lewis. And now Lopez will walk it up.
That looked like something out of a Harlem Globetrotter game. Now Lopez has got to assume the role of this floor leader or point guard we've been talking about. She can do it, but again, I don't want to see her give the ball up. I want to see it come up and set the offense.
So it's the final minute of action here in the first game of your doubleheader between the Bulldogs of Brooklyn College and your Baruch College Bearcats. And there's an and one there for Smith, who hits the deck and lays it in through the contact. The foul there is going to be on Thornton Lewis.
Well, Smith obviously a backup player for Brooklyn, and she's feeling really good about herself. But as we near the end of this game, we want to point out to Baruch Nation that in spite of the score, you know, Baruch, unfortunately, there's no losers in a game. It's really what you take away from something that happened. And everybody's a winner because these people work hard in the classroom and they work hard on the court as people. But in this game, we have to make adjustments, which is easy to fix depending upon, David, how much you want it.
So Lopez on the Bearcat symbol. Drives right into the lane. And the foul there is going to be on Smith with 37.8 remaining, and that'll send Lopez to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, Lopez looks like might have got
maybe an ankle.
I think she's favoring her knee. Now she plays so hard. You know, she's always trying to get to the basket. That unfortunately, she might get banged up here and there. Ice is an athlete's best friend after a game.
Could also she just knocked knees as she was coming into the lane there.
David, the most painful thing you'll ever experience is when your knee knocks another person's knee. Like unbearable pain.
So Waldevogel picks up her dribble, gives it off to Castellano. Smith puts on the floor. Might have gotten away with a double dribble there, or travel, I should say. McMullen underneath, inside out to Herft. Herft going to pull a 3 and rattles that one home.
Well, that hurts because she set her feet.
Mid-range shot there by Forte's no good, and that should do it here in the first game as Brooklyn just dribbles it out. And your final score here in the opening game of your doubleheader, Brooklyn 86, Bearcats 55.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to assess this game, David, because Brooklyn came in with the rep, the record, all the accolades, and Baruch said, all right, you're on our home court, and let's play. I just think that Coach K has to be very, very careful because right now we got to keep morale high, confidence high, and I would point out what you did well, and not harp on the mistakes you made, because the next game is too close, Dave. You can't come in with any negativity. And I would look at, like I said, the good things that may have come out tonight. And I also like his coaching move that he stayed with his core 5 throughout the storm, I call it.
And to your point, Joe, the next game Tuesday night at John Jay, who we found out beat Hunter tonight. So once again, putting themselves back in the thick of things to host an opening round game. We're trying to do the same and also clinch up a playoff spot here as we get into the latter part of the game. Only 2 more home games, too, for that women's Bearcat team.
It's amazing, David. Where did the season go? But again, you have to look that these games are going to happen, but I want to see what did we do well tonight, and let's build on that. Because the negatives are not going to get you anywhere. Again, David, I'm big on confidence and moving forward.
Yep. So Bulldogs taking the season series from Baruch here. And once again, Baruch will play their next game on Tuesday night. The Bearcats lose the opening game of your doubleheader 86-55. We'll step aside as we'll have the men's game in about 20 minutes. We'll be back to preview. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.